you guys are having a great day. This is episode 1 of the LoverBoys Podcast. I'm your host, Nelson B. Jordan, and I'm here with my co-host, Dylan.
What it do?
So basically, this episode is a little introductory episode where we're going to talk a little bit about ourselves, get to know each other more, and discuss a little bit about what you guys will see in the future episodes. So please stay tuned for those. We're going to film an episode every Monday, and we're going to release an episode every Thursday. So please stay tuned for that. And if you guys can share it, we'd really appreciate it. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to start off with Dylan. He's going to tell you guys a little bit about himself and, his background, even how we got to know each other.
So, my name's Kelly, guys. Me and Nelson actually met through TikTok, which I know a lot of a lot of the viewers that's going to be viewing this is going to be coming from TikTok, because we're going to always go live and stuff together. I met him. I think we met each other during a live. We went live together, I believe. We matched or did a match together, and then I liked his humor, so I was like, I'll just follow him. And then we ended up going live a couple of times together, and then we just kind of just always go live now. But if you guys follow us, you already know that. For me, about me, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm 21. I'm 6'6". A lot of people don't know that about me. I'm in the military, so that's pretty lit. So when I'm not busy doing that stuff, I usually lift. I get on TikTok. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. You said lifting, right? So that's like one of your hobbies, right? You'd say.
Yeah. So my TikTok is mostly lifting. I'm almost at 10K right now. I'm at 9,800 followers right now, but it's just all lifting stuff, and that's really what I have my most passion in is lifting. So that's what I want to do once I blow up even more. I just want to do lifting where I can motivate people and stuff.
Cool. And for those who don't know, when did you start the journey of lifting and going to the gym and really focusing on that?
So I started lifting when I was a freshman in high school, and so I think that's been about, I graduated in 2019, so it's been about 6 years, I would say. But yeah, I started lifting my freshman year, and I started taking it really serious around my junior year of high school, and I was lifting for football. So,
Okay.
but I started lifting in my junior year for bodybuilding to make myself look better. When I started lifting my freshman year, I was lifting for strength, but I started lifting more for the aesthetic my junior year. But I've been lifting for a while, but recently my body started blowing up and looking more aesthetic. So I started posting videos and stuff, and people have noticed. So people have started following me.
You geared your TikTok towards that, right? You'd say more
Yeah. Oh,
fitness,
that's why.
like a fitness guru.
Yeah, I post motivational stuff. I post motivational. I post dieting. I post workouts. I post funny videos. Stupid stuff sometimes. I try to base it more towards just lifting, because how TikTok is nowadays.
Yeah.
You know how it is. They be trying to ban you for everything. So I put a couple of videos up, and I've got a couple taken down. So.
Oh yeah, happens to the best of us. No, that's cool though. Thank you for introducing yourself a little bit. So, as far as me, I'm from New York originally. Well, I've always been from New York, but that's where I'm from. And some of my hobbies would be video games, sports, kind of technology. That I've always been fascinated with technology, as far as computers, phones, apps. even video games, like just how they're, made, engineered. So I thought that was always cool. And I skateboard sometimes when I'm not in school. So right now I'm in school. So that's like really what I'm focused on right now. I'm a business administration major. So that's definitely something that hopefully in the future I can establish my own businesses in the future after I have my career set up, and after I have graduated college. So that's a little bit about me. I'm 23. I like to have fun. I like to hang out with friends. I like to make new friends too. Like, I think I'm very outgoing. I never used to be like that though. I used to be very shy. And even nowadays, it's still sometimes hard for me to open up. I used to be very shy. Like the people who know me now and think I'm so outgoing, like you guys would have met me like a couple years ago, you guys would have been like, this is not the same person. This guy doesn't even talk. So I just think it's pretty cool like to see the growth, personal growth, how I've been able to open up and get out of my shell in a sense. And just be a new person, just open up and make new friends. Because that's always something I always wanted to have growing up, and I felt I never had that. So it's pretty cool. But that's a little bit about me. I'm always there. I always try to be there for my friends, especially the ones who show me, their appreciation and show me that they care about me. I'll definitely be there for them because that's the least I can do. But yeah, like I said, that's a little bit about me. Now we can kind of, transition and talk a little bit about what you guys will be seeing on the podcast every week. A little bit about what we're going to focus on, what we're going to talk about, and just what you guys are going to be able to see on the coming episodes that we're very excited to film and we're very excited for you guys to see. Like I said, we got a bunch of people lined up that we're going to have episodes with, so we're very excited about that.
We have a bunch of people. Like these people, a lot of our viewers know because me and Nelson always are going live together. So if you're our OG fans, you'll know a few of them. But we're trying to bring that aspect because it's a relationship kind of thing. So we're gonna have some females on here. We're gonna have some guy gurus that know their talks about relationships. We're gonna have some fine females on here. We're gonna have some drama on here. It's gonna go down. That's all that's what I'm gonna say. A lot of stuff's about to happen.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm excited for it because it's a new area, and that's why we're called it the LoverBoys Podcast. We came up with that name because we wanted to really convey a name that shows what our podcast is about, and our podcast is going to be about that: relationships, love advice. We're gonna have so many people coming in here just giving relationship advice, and that's stuff that I felt like I needed like a long time ago, and so many people will need. So that's what I think is so
Like
beautiful.
this podcast is for people that don't have girlfriends, like Nelson. Well, like I don't have a girlfriend either, but like I could get one if I wanted one. But some people have harder times. So
Yeah, he's saying I can't get one, basically.
yeah, so like sometimes you gotta
And you're
do.
agreeing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So like if you have troubles with your relationships, or like if your girl pisses you off, find constructive ways to get back at your girlfriend, be a little bit of toxic, have a little bit of toxicity in your relationship, and that's where I'm going to come into play because I'm a little bit of a toxic king myself, so that's where I will show the young generation.
But it's a good balance though.
Yeah,
I feel like if you gotta have a balance in everything, and you can have a good balance of a little bit of toxic, because too toxic, and that's not good.
yeah.
That's not gonna work in the relationship.
I'm like the 50-50. I'm
Right.
like good. I'm like the not too toxic, but I'm like I can bring some toxic. Like
Exactly. And I feel like I need to get to that level because that's a perfect mix, because then you have them chasing you too. Like you don't want to be the one always chasing them. Like you gotta make them fight for it as well too,
yeah,
And a lot of the times myself, speaking on previous, not it wasn't relationships, just previous girls I've liked, I felt that I've always been the one like going to them and like chasing them, which is fine, but I also got to know that
you
I
got
gotta
to
play hard
be
to play.
in charge.
I gotta play hard to get too a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely am excited for that. Like I said, future episodes, we got so many people lined up.
One thing I do that we're gonna set up here is once we start growing, we're gonna have where people can call in. So I want to get to where we're gonna start going live once we get bigger. Right now, we're gonna do pre-recorded podcast, but once we get bigger, we'll do live podcast, and then we'll be able to have it where you guys can call in or you guys can text stuff in the chat, and then we'll be able to talk to you guys. So I think that'd be cool.
That'd be fire. That'd be
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
We can do it on the actual LoverBoys podcast. Like we go live there,
Yeah.
us, and then figure out a way how to get both of us in there, because obviously if it's one account, or but we'll figure it out. But either way, we grow it up so much. I definitely agree with that. I think that's awesome, because you get like live feedback, you get live questions that we can answer right on the spot too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, like you said, it's pre-recorded, so it's cool, but it's not as personal as if it was like we were going live and people
Yeah.
are actually sending us questions.
Yeah, like see what we could do. It's up to the people that are watching, but at some point we could do like live streams on Instagram, TikTok. But the thing is with those, a lot more people, like if they miss them, like miss the actual live, they won't be able to watch them. So
Right.
that's why
Yeah.
pre-recorded so you guys can watch them.
We could, what we could establish that I just thought about right now. We
mm,
can always tell the people to DM us questions that they want answered in the podcast before we record it. Because like I told everybody now, like we record Monday, and we
we can
post them
do
Thursday.
we
Yeah.
can do Q&A videos, and then people can
Yeah.
send us Q&As. That's what we'll do. We'll post that on our TikToks, and then we'll have people send in questions for the podcast.
Yep. And then I can pull it up like on an index card, or we can just have them, set. But we'll have them ready, and then we could say the person's name, so like they know. Like for example, it's like if I ask the question,
Yeah, we can shout them out. So.
we can say, we could say, oh, Nelson asked, or at Nelson asked this question, and then we could discuss it. So I think that'd be cool too. I think that'll be cool. That would be a great idea. So we definitely got to do that. And if you guys are listening, guys, you can always drop questions to us. You can drop it right under the YouTube. You can drop it in the TikTok. You can DM us. You can drop it in the Instagram. But let us know, because honestly, this podcast is for you guys. So if you guys want to ask a question, that will take priority over everything. We'll answer your questions. So 1000% feel free to ask us questions, because we're definitely excited to answer them. Because even if we might not be able to answer them, a lot of the guests that we have on might be able to answer them. So that's what's beautiful about it.
And so what's good about this is me and Nelson are two different people. I'm very aggressive. I have more of the aggressive, like taking charge alpha approach. Nelson has more of like a mellow, like he shows like he's nicer than what I would. Like if I approach someone, I come off more as like a dickhead. But Nelson is more of like a nice, like
Yeah,
gentleman.
they would call me a simp. They would call me a simp.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, "Oh, you're always giving in to the girl or whatever." Something like that. Yeah.
So it gives like a good
mix.
Good mix. So like
Yeah.
if you guys have questions or you guys want to see how, like, I don't know really what I'm trying to explain, but it's more like
No, it's like different
it's
viewpoints.
like an aspect. Yeah, viewpoint. That's what I was trying to say.
Because it's like literally the best of both worlds. You have like the simp, and then you have the person who won't even care. Not that he don't care. Nah, I don't want to paint him like that, because he does care. He does care,
do
and he's
care, but
very loyal.
I know how to play the game correctly.
Yeah.
So.
I gotta get to that point, because but it also goes with I feel like that also goes with your background. Like if you've been in a relationships, a lot of them, and you know how to play, it's going to give you experience, so you're going to be able to know how to play the game.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of relationships.
Yeah, and then me,
too many, but I've been in a lot of I don't even know what I would label them as. It was just like I've been around the block a couple times. So
right, and then me who hasn't been in one, I'm not used to that, playing those games. So then that's why I come off as like the nice guy. Not that you're not the nice guy, because you are nice, but you also, like you said, know how to play the game. So you're able to have them also having them chase you in a sense a little bit, like playing games with their mind, even though like You know what I mean? Like it's a game ultimately, and I just have to learn how to do that because I haven't done that because I don't have experience. So that's why I think it's a great contrast.
Yeah, but I really just want to help people because I know there's a lot of people, younger people, that they don't have father figures, or they just aren't raised a certain way, or like they have the wrong aspects, or like they get their hearts broken. So like I'm just trying to help them with my through my experiences. So um and for me, as like for the viewers, um it's not just like the relationship stuff too. You also guys can also hit my line for working out stuff. So like, you know, while you're trying to get a girl, you can get ripped, and then yeah, it's the best of both worlds. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I agree. I think it's beautiful just because you're able to impact so many people. I remember, like, I know at a young age, it can really affect you if you have a crush on a girl and you go up to her. You get the motivation, you get the courage to go up to her, and then she rejects you. And a lot of times, girls, like, even our age girls, like, they don't even know what they want most of the time. Like, straight up, they don't
yeah,
know what they want. So a lot of the times they could be rejecting you. I'm not saying this is true all the time because I don't want guys to think, oh, she likes me if she's doing this. But a lot of the times they either reject you because they're scared or they like you, but they want to play like games with your mind. Like, it's crazy. Girls go to lengths to do stuff, and they're not they're not as stable. Like, sometimes their emotions are all over the place, especially teenage years, even older ones. Like, it's crazy. Like, sometimes they don't
mm,
even grow up.
and a lot
So
of like to play games, mind games.
yeah, that's literally what they like to do because they like to mess with your mind. And a lot of the times that can affect you because you're going in with a genuine heart, trying to be there to tell her how much how much she means to you. And you get rejected, especially like at a young age, or if you get rejected a lot, like me, it can start affecting you mentally. Like, you could start questioning your self-worth, your self-identity, and be like, am I worth it? Like, do girls actually like me? Am I even worth being with to go out with a girl? Like, will a girl ever notice me? You know what I mean? And that's hard, man. Like, being in that state is so hard. I've been there. I've been there.
It happens. Growing up, I was very much, I can like clearly say that I was a simp. Like because that's, when you grow up, you're taught like if you're nice to females or women, then they'll treat you right and they'll like you. Um, but growing up, I've had my troubles. I've had my experiences. Like that's not really that true. Like you have to play the game, and even sometimes when you play the game correctly, like on the tee, you'll still like you're like you'll strike out or you'll lose a girl. It just
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. And it's that process of getting rejected and then kind of building yourself up out of that. That's the process that takes a lot. And that sometimes you need people around you there because I know I can speak from personal experience. Like I said, I've never been in a relationship, but I have gotten rejected. I have gotten my heart broken. So getting up from that and kind of like digging yourself off the ground in a sense, because you're at your lowest point when you get rejected. It
Mm-hmm.
really hits your self-confidence and it really hits your emotions and it really hits your identity. You can really, it's crazy how girls can change who you are. Like, if you're really talking, but that's only if you allow it though, because obviously we allow everything that happens in our life, like we allow it to affect us, if that
Yeah,
makes sense. Like,
it's all mental.
so yeah, so mentally wise, we can allow the girl to change us. Or we can choose to be like, you know what, like, I'm better than that. And even if she didn't see the great person I am, she'll eventually see what she missed out that opportunity of being with. And I think I've been able to, through life and through my rejections, I've been able to be like, you know what, like, I'm gonna do the latter. Like, I used to be like upset and have the girls change me, but now I realize, you know what, if she doesn't realize the amazing person I am, and it's not to be prideful, it's not to gas yourself up, but you got to know your self-worth too. You got to know that you're a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
And if the girl doesn't see that, that's okay, because she'll eventually see that when you pick yourself up. And when what do they say, it's like when you glow up, that's what it is. When you glow up, after that, and she sees that, she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, like I missed the opportunity to be with such a great guy. I had him, like he cared about me so much, he loved me so much, and I didn't care at all.
People like younger males will comment, or they'll hit me up in the DMs on Instagram or something, and they'll ask me like, what do I do if my girlfriend said she wants to take a break, or she doesn't see me being successful anymore, so she wants to go separate ways. My thing I always tell them is, bro, just focus on yourself. Like, yeah, I know it's like going to be hard, but like box yourself in mentally and just work on weights, work on your personal health, your mental health, your school, your job, your career. And it might not be the next week, it might not be the next month, but like 6 months to a year, there's going to be not only your ex-girlfriend or your girlfriend, there's going to be multiple other girls that are seeing how well you're doing in life, so they're going to be like chasing you. So like it's not always like a one way, like black or white type of like deal. So
Yeah, and it took me a while to learn that because I was in the same position. I always, like I said, when I got rejected, it was pretty hard, and I was always questioning, like, am I even like worth it? Like, would somebody actually like take the time to think I'm cute and also like my personality? Because the thing is, I mean, if we're being real, like there has to be a physical attraction. Like we have great personalities, but ultimately, like if you're not attracted to somebody, you can have the best personality. You can have a 10 personality,
they're not
but
gonna,
they're not going to be attracted to you. They're just going to throw you in the friend zone.
that happens a lot with me.
Yeah, because
Like,
they see great person you are, but they're
well,
like,
it's not like them coming at me. It's
yeah,
when females come at me. Like they most of the time it's they look very nice, and then like they have no personality.
so you're like, nah.
Well, because I'm like, bro, she's so fine, and then I'll like talk to her, and like she's like either dumb as rocks, or like she just
Yeah, like can't even hold a conversation. Or
guys like, you know,
yeah, yeah, like doesn't hold a conversation, doesn't have a personality, and then that's a turn off because it's like then you feel like you're gonna hold a relationship. It's like
like
that's
I
not.
have to put everything on the table. So
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's true, and that's why it's a combination of both. Like, and by the way, I think personality goes more than looks. That's just me. I think if you are semi good looking, you don't even have to be a 10. You could be like a 5 or a 6. And if your personality is like an 8, 9, or 10, that will bump you
it
up.
will put up, yeah.
You know why? Because I don't know this. I don't just know this from personal experience, but I used to go live with random girls on TikTok, and I used to play the She's a 10 game, and I would ask them and be like, his looks are a 5, but his personality is a 10. They would bump him up to a 7, an 8, a 9, and I'm like, wow. So personality really means a lot. And then I would ask them the opposite. I'd be like, so the guy is a 10, he's a 10 or a 9 in looks, but then he has like 2 or 3 personality, and they'd be like, he's a 4, he's a 3, he's a 2. So
Yeah.
so a lot of the times personality, and if you can make the girl, first off, if you can make the girl feel like special, because she wants to feel special, she wants to feel like that you care about her and appreciate her. If you can make her feel special, and if you can make her laugh, laughing is so important because girls want that sense of trust with you. So if you can make her laugh and you can just make her have a great time, I'm telling you that makes up for any of the looks. Like you don't have to be the most attractive guy. You can be a semi-looking guy, and you can fill in the gaps with the personality, and that will bump you up right away. And you would be noticing how many girls that are quote unquote out of your league are actually starting to like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I've told my cousins, my brother this. The one thing, you can get any girl. Like there's like, okay, so there's categories. Like, so a lot of people, they look at celebrities as female celebrities, and they're like, I can never get her. The reason you can never get her is because she's got that celebrity status. She's not too hot for any male to bag. If she was a normal like person, she would be easily like the bag. Like
Yeah.
Ariana, she would be a 10 on the outside if she wasn't a celebrity,
Right.
or Nicki Minaj or Selena Gomez, but they're unreachable because they have so much fame and clout. so they automatically look down on people.
Right.
My thing is, if me or you were to go into a mall, we were to walk up to any female, there's one way you can straight away 80% you already got. If you have confidence, 80% that's already a yes. Then if you know how to talk to her, that's even more. And then if you can make her laugh, you sealed the game. Done. Easy dubs. You're getting her digits, you're getting her Snap, you're getting her Instagram, and you're gonna be hanging out with her. So that's what I tell everyone that I talk to that asks for advice is like always be confident because girls love confident guys. Because like if you're not confident, then like you just look like a wimp and you don't look like you know what you're doing. Um, so confidence, and then if you know how to talk to them, because like if you know how to talk to any female, like if you know what to say, you know how to say it, it's gonna grab their attention. They're gonna like what you're saying, and if you can make them laugh, every female wants to laugh. So
Yeah, exactly.
well,
That is really key. You do not have to be the most attractive guy. Yeah, reel them in. Yep.
yeah,
And I agree. And you know what's crazy? It's literally those are the three keys. Like you just said it perfectly. And I feel like me personally, I don't know if this happens with a lot of people, but I'm an overthinker. So a lot of the times I have to kind of like take my emotions out of situations so that I don't overthink about it and I don't psych myself out. Because most of the time, if I'm trying to talk to a girl, like we go to the mall, like the same scenario, and I'm trying to talk to a girl, I'm gonna in my mind already like be negative and overthink it, and then I'm gonna psych myself out and then make a wall and then not actually go talk to her. But if I'm able to take myself out, and just like mentally be like, okay, go up to her and talk to her as if I was talking to Dylan, as if I was talking to one of my friends that's a girl, then I don't get my emotions involved, I don't get attached, and I'm able to go to her being myself, being funny, being myself, being who I am. And then that's going to make an impression on her because one, I'm going to be confident, I'm going to be myself. And she's going to already tell, like, oh, wow, he's not nervous. He's just being himself. He's acting as if, like, I'm just one of his friends. Like, that's cool. He looks cool. He
yeah.
looks smooth.
That's
So,
that's another thing I say. Um, I would suggest to everyone, or I would tell everyone, is like when you're going in to talk to a woman or a female, um, don't be nervous. Like the worst thing that they're gonna tell you is, hey, either one, have a boyfriend, which they could be a lie, or they could be telling the truth. Whoop de fucking do.
yeah,
Like they turned you down.
yeah,
Or two, they turn you down. They're just like, no, you're ugly. Or most of the time, they're gonna try to be polite, unless
yeah,
you're just a dickhead.
yeah.
Most of the time, they'll be like, oh no, sorry,
They'd be like, I'm not interested or whatever,
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah,
But most of the time, it's either you get turned down, or they say they have a boyfriend. There's like that 1 to 2% that they say like some like dickhead stuff, like where they're like, oh, you're ugly, or like, ew, I would never go out with you, some stupid stuff.
yeah,
But most mature women are not going to say that. They're either going to say, "Hey, I have a boyfriend," or like I'm not interested.
right. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, thank you, but like, I'm not interested in
Yeah,
it.
they'll
Yeah,
say that. So like that's why I say, if you're gonna shoot your shot, bro, just be confident. The worst thing that can happen is they reject you, like, and like just be confident, and then know what you're gonna do before you approach them. And then most of the time you will secure the deal if you do it the right way. If you have confidence, you talk to them the right way. Like it's very easy.
yeah. And a lot of the times, for me, like I said, I'm an overthinker, so that's what I try to do mentally now, and I find myself actually able to do it, because a lot of before I would never go up to a girl, and obviously, if you don't put yourself out there, you're never gonna get a girl, and that was my thing. If I never put myself out there because of my insecurities, because of my fear of getting rejected, because of my overthinking, I'm not putting myself out there if I'm not talking to them. And then how am I going to expect a girlfriend? Like, that's like, no wonder why you don't have one because you don't actually go up to them and talk to them.
Hmm.
But it took a long time for me to be like, you know what? Let me not get attached. Let me not get my feelings involved because I know myself. Like, I know, like, I'm very emotional as far as like wearing my heart on my sleeve. Like, if I'm passionate about something, if I really like something, I'm going to be thinking about it and overthinking it and analyzing it a lot. And that's good and bad. That's bad if you're trying to go up to a girl and talk to them because there's no relationship established. I can't get connected to a girl, attached to a girl that I just see at the
Yeah.
mall. I don't have any relationship with her. So me now, looking back at it, I'm able to now realize, you know what, like let me disconnect my feelings. Let me just go up to her as if I'm talking to a friend. And just go up to her nonchalant, no expectations, no attachments. And I find that now that gives me the motivation and the confidence to go up to them. Because now I'm not putting unfair expectations. I'm not thinking about getting rejected.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not overthinking the situation. So if she rejects me, you know what? All right, I'm chilling though because I went with no emotions attached. I went with no feelings attached.
Yeah.
So when I go like that, she rejects me. I'm like, all right, that's cool. On to the next, But I had to learn growing up to do that, to disassociate my feelings from that, you know? And
Yeah.
that's why I agree with it. And it's so beautiful. And just just to learn to live with rejection. A lot of the times, obviously, nobody likes rejection. Nobody likes getting rejected. But a lot of the times, my fears were stemming from that. My fears were stemming of getting rejected. But in reality, I was like, why am I so scared of getting rejected by somebody that I have no connection to, that I should
Yeah.
have a relationship with,
Exactly.
They're not my girlfriend, they're not my friend. I'm probably never gonna see them again if they reject me,
Yeah.
So why am I so attached? Why do I get attached? Why do I get my feelings involved so quickly? And that's something I had to learn through my processes. It's hard, man. It's hard. Like me talking about it now, looking back at it, I'm like, wow, I've seen how much I've grown from that. When I would go to the bars or the mall and I'm like, oh, this girl's so beautiful, but I could never talk to her because I
Mm-hmm.
psych myself out. And feel like I needed to go through situations. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything specific, but I've needed to go through situations to really make me realize, you know what, like at the end of the day, your feelings obviously are important and valuable, but also to disassociate them when it's not the right time to put my feelings involved, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the times we gotta know, I now know I'm careful when to get attached because I know once I get it, like I said, I put my heart on my sleeve. So if I get attached, it's over for me. So now I always try to look at it as like, all right, let me make sure almost 100% because you can never be 100% about anything. But I'm like, let me make sure 99% that this girl is actually interested in me and this girl is actually like
Good for you.
interested in me and good for me. Then I can get attached. Then I can get my feelings involved because then it's like I know like there's a purpose to it. A lot of the times I would get my feelings involved to people that one didn't care about me and or just straight up told me no. And a lot of times it's worse. It's good, it's not good, but it's one thing to get rejected and for them to straight up tell you no, like it'll hurt, but you get over. But it's another thing when you kind of establish something, quote unquote, like
Yeah.
getting to know each other and all of that, and you think there is something there, and then it ends up being like there's nothing there. I would get attached fast, so then I would get my feelings involved. Then when I notice nothing's involved, it would hurt more because it's like then you feel like you're getting played.
Yeah.
But it's a whole process, man. And like I said, I agree, man. It's just knowing when to put your feelings involved. And it's hard because obviously when you're starting to like somebody, when it turns from liking to loving somebody, it's so hard to disassociate feelings when they don't do things that maybe you don't like. Like for example, if you're talking to a girl and she doesn't respond to you for hours, like that's gonna hurt you because once it starts hurting you, I think of it like this honestly, and I'll let you like respond to this because I do want to like get your opinion on this. I think once it affects you and once it hurts you, that's when you know you got your feelings involved because if she doesn't respond to you for hours and it doesn't affect you, then you're not really your feelings are not really involved. But once it starts bothering you, once you start thinking about it and questioning like why is she not responding to me, but she's on Instagram, like straight up, why is
The
she not
thing is,
responding? But yeah, go ahead, because I actually want.
the thing is that always gets me that I know you will like hit me up about situations that you think would make me sad.
Yeah,
It happens like like for example, I'm not gonna say names. I had a female that I met on TikTok, and I had invited her to a chat. I'm not gonna say what because I'm not calling anyone out, but she missed her chances, and Nelson was like, if that was me, I would have felt like depressed. Like I
yeah,
would
yeah,
have bad
straight up.
because like, I fumbled the bag. And my thing is, I told him, first off, I what I did in these situations is first I don't let myself want them. like I'll be like, "Ooh, it'd be nice to have them," but I don't want them because once you start wanting them and you start envisioning stuff that's like false beliefs, then you get attached. And then I don't I just don't get upset over stuff like that anymore because like I know I can bounce back. So like I don't really stress out about like I don't know, like little things like that just don't stress me out or I don't feel like upset over them because I know I'm gonna bounce back at the end of the day.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
if I lose one female, I'm gonna bounce back with three. So
Mm-hmm. Nah, and I agree. We should never put unfair expectations on anything in life. It's not even relationships. It can be in friendships. Like we can be as close as friends, but sometimes, there's times where we're gonna be busy, we're not gonna be able to talk to each other. And if I put an unfair expectation on you, expecting you to always be there for me, that's not gonna work out because
mm,
you're not gonna be able to be there for me 24/7, even if you'd want to. Because there's a difference. A lot of the time people confuse not wanting and wanting with actually can and can't. Sometimes I can't, but that doesn't mean I don't want to be there for you or not. That doesn't mean I don't care about you. And that's been a struggle for me too, even in friendships. But I agree. Sometimes I feel like though people they don't have that confidence of being able to bounce back, which is why I think that affects them more. Because you're able to have that confidence and knowing, you know what, if she doesn't want to talk to me, if she doesn't see the great person I am, we move
engine.
on. The next. That's awesome to have. But a lot of the times people, I feel like, especially growing up, a lot of the kids they don't have that, I guess, self-worth. They also don't have like that
You got
self-identity.
you
You
gotta
know what
have
I mean?
like that. You have to
Yeah,
have that set in stone core value. Like if things don't work out right now, you have to think about like your future. Like if it doesn't work about 5 years, then don't let it affect you.
yeah,
Like maybe let it affect you for like 2 days. You can cry, you can be upset, you can be depressed, you can lay in bed, you can like do you and be upset and cry and whine to all your friends and all that. Once those 2 days go by, boom, it's time to grind, it's time to get back on the straight path, and it's time to keep working because there's no reason to sit here and be depressed for like months and months over a thing that didn't really even affect your life really that much. And
yeah,
now you just put yourself through a whole mental struggle because um, of like a little like kick up. And that's what I used to do. I used to like a female would reject me or I would get in my head like, oh, I really like this girl, it's gonna work out. And then I would go to make a move, they would reject me and then I'd feel like the worst, like you know what I mean? The worst life. So that's where I put in my core values where now I think if it's not gonna affect me in 5 months or 5 years, then like it doesn't matter. And I just move on and I just, I don't need to worry about it if it's not gonna affect me like that.
yeah. Nah, that's honestly that's a great way of putting it. And I wish I would have known that like a couple of years ago. Like that would have helped me a couple of years ago. Because like I said, it would really affect me. But at the end of the day, yeah, I just like it's good to have feelings. It's good to be upset about it. Not good, but like you're supposed to.
Yeah,
Like it's
you're
you
supposed
got
to
feelings.
grieve.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, you're supposed to be upset that you got rejected. You're supposed to be upset that maybe your girl broke up with you because you have feelings, and
Mhm.
that's not something lightly. Like you took your feelings and you placed them on this one person, and they decided to either dump you or reject you. So that's gonna hurt because you put your time and energy into one person, and they don't want you. So that's gonna hurt. But getting over that is always the process, and I think that sometimes we can get like caught up in our feelings of being not enough when we could be focused on areas of how to grow and how to glow up and be like, you know what, not for her, I'm not going to show her anything because she doesn't really deserve for me to show her anything, but I'm going to prove it to myself that I'm better and that I can be a better version of myself
Mhm.
for myself, because like you said, it's self growth at the end of the day. I feel like a lot of the times, and that's something I struggle with. A lot of times we have to work on ourselves and our self growth for not for anybody else, but for ourselves. A lot of the times we try to be like, you know what, I'm gonna change for this person. I'm gonna try to be like this girl, like this for this girl. I'm gonna act cool for this girl, or I'm gonna try to be, this thing for this girl. But a lot of times, no, like ultimately, a girl has to fall in love for who you are. So you can never change safer person for another person because they'll find out that that's not really you.
Yeah.
So I
You-
feel like, go ahead.
I was gonna say when I was younger, I used to think like that. Like I used to think like to change myself around what other people think of me, like females, I would change what I did to try to get them to like me, or like I would let my emotions like control me. Like
Yeah,
if a female was to do something, I would let my emotions. And I've seen that with a lot of the younger generation. They let their emotions really control them. Like one bad thing and they shut down. And my thing is like nobody's gonna save you. Like you're the only person that's gonna save you is gonna be yourself. Like you have to like no one else is gonna come and save you when you're in that mental state. Like you can't just wait and mope around and wait for a family member, your girlfriend, or your significant other to come and pull you out of that depression or that sadness. Like you have to do it yourself. That's like me right now because I'm you know how right now I'm going through I'm stopping smoking, and I had to learn another powerful thing. Like I'm the only person that can stop it. Like my parents and my family can help me by saying like when I have urges to go smoke, like hey, you don't need to smoke and stuff. But at the end of the day, like they could say all that, and I could just go to the store and get a pack of smokes and smoke, or get a vape and vape. So like at the end of the day, it's on me to be self disciplined and pull myself like back in and be strong and just be like keep pushing forward. So that's one
yeah,
thing I think that the younger generation doesn't understand. It's like you just can't change to get other people to like you, and then when you get your feelings hurt, you can't sit there and like think that other people are gonna come to your like aid and help you. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's tough, man. It's really tough because it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to get out of like that mental state because a lot of the times it's I feel like it's like a comfortable state to be in. Like
mhm.
nobody wants to be in that state, but a lot of the times you sitting down moping around, upset, depressed about it, overthinking it, questioning your self-worth is a comfortable state to be in because it's just your mind running around and it's not really like a lot of action. So if you're able to kind of break out of that and be like, you know what, like yes, it hurt. Yes, it was terrible. Yes, it was painful. It was heartbreaking almost. But I'm gonna show almost the world and I'm gonna prove it to myself. Like I said, it's about self at the end of the day. You gotta care about yourself because you can't be talking about like, oh, I'm gonna prove to this girl that I'm gonna be better. No, like prove to yourself. Show yourself the glow up you're gonna have, the grow up you're gonna have, so that other people around you will see it. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing
Mm,
it focused on yourself and your personal growth, other people will see that, notice that, and be like, man, this person's different all of a sudden. Like he has like a different vibe now. Like
mhm.
he has like a smooth vibe, you know, like he's different, like he's acting cool, like he's able to get out of that situation. So I
Yeah.
think that,
Once
that
you start to become like what you're saying, once you um start becoming like comfortable with yourself and you start like embracing yourself, other people are automatically gonna think you're cool. Like when I graduated high school, I realized that because when I was going through high school, everybody else they all wore the same clothes, they all acted the same way, and I was always trying to fit in, but I really wasn't that person. But once I got out, I'm not friends with any of those people anymore. I don't care about any of those people anymore. I wish I would have known that so I could have had a more happy and successful life going through high school where I could have just been myself and enjoyed my time instead of trying to be someone I'm not and trying to like be like other people.
yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying, you just got to be comfortable.
Yeah, and high school is a crazy time, man. I feel like it's just an immature time. I don't really talk to anybody from my high school either, so it was just a
I
time
I,
where,
I talked to like two people, I think.
yeah, it's an interesting time. I feel like literally it's like an immature phase. Like
Yeah.
it's it just happens, things happen, and you move on. You don't really like associate with people anymore because it was just like a phase, you know?
Yeah, it's like all the drama.
Yeah, too much, man. And like I said, like just everything, bro. People are growing up, they got hormones involved, like they got emotions involved. Like that's like the peak of like all of that, like a mixture of just drama, feelings, all
Mm,
that. And then after that, you're kind of able to start like take a step back and be like, ah, man, high school was kind of crazy, but now like everything is kind of calmed down. Like everything is like
mm,
more mature, you
yeah,
know. And it's interesting, but high school was that was definitely crazy for me too. Not the good crazy too. It was terrible crazy. Like,
I had a lot of fun in high school, but I also my first 2 years it was very much of me from about seventh grade to 10th grade. I was trying to fit in, so
hmm,
it was like I fit in, but I was always trying to be like the cool kids, and like I realized that like you to be cool, honestly, like it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks because at the end of the day, everyone's gonna die alone. So if you're not happy with yourself on your deathbed, then like there's no reason for you to be living. Because like you're gonna lay in your deathbed and be like thinking about your experiences and if you actually were happy in life. And if you're not comfortable and happy with yourself, then you're not gonna be happy, you know. So there's no
yeah,
reason to be like chasing like an unhappy narrative and like an unhappy self when you can just be yourself and be comfortable and then be happy.
exactly. Definitely. I definitely agree, man. No, yeah, definitely. And like I said, guys, if you guys have any questions, even about this conversation that we had, or anything that you guys, like, man, like he didn't bring that up. Like, what do they think about this, or how can they help me in this area? Definitely, like, let us know because we're open and we're definitely 100% down to help everybody. Because it's tough. It's tough to get over rejection. It's tough to, like I said, pick yourself up out of that struggle. I know personally. I mean, we all know, like a lot of everybody. I'm sure everybody knows. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's a couple people that have never been rejected, but a lot, normal people get rejected. So,
Everyone
and
got rejected.
yeah, and you really start to question a lot when you really get rejected a lot because a lot of the times, like, all right, you get rejected one or two times and say, all right, but then you see like other females that don't reject you, but a lot of the times there's a lot of people and that I know too that I've talked to, not just from personal experience, but you really start to question your self worth when you see that, man, every person I try to go talk to either ends up in a full rejection or ends up in like we're talking and then that's it. So that's when you really gotta battle with your mental state because a lot of the times that can affect your mental state. That can
Mm,
affect your how you act and how you even like act towards people. And a lot of the times it's a mental battle just to get over that and just to be like, you know what, like I gotta keep just focus on myself and being me. Because a lot of times it's so easy to say that. It's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna focus on myself. But the process of getting rejected, 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 rejected without actually seeing like oh wow, she says yes, is hard mentally because everybody wants to be loved at the end of the day. At the end of the day, everybody's searching for that love. At the end of the day, I feel like that's a lot of the time what's lacking, and that's why people end up changing and becoming who they're not because they don't have love in their life. And it can even change you. And like I sometimes I could speak from personal experience how it changed me too, and I've had to battle with that myself. Just that lack of attention, that lack of love can really affect you because then you're like, is it me? Like, am I just not like somebody that somebody looks at and is like, I want to be with you? Like, it's hard, man. And when you're in that dark place, because that's like the worst place to be in, when you're
mm,
questioning your own identity, when you're questioning your self worth, when you question if you're even like, is it even worth living? Like those questions are big questions that are very dark. And it's like being in that spot, it's like, how do you get out of that spot? Like it takes a lot to get out of that, like that mental state. And a lot of times you're only in that spot when you feel like it's been a cycle of you constantly getting rejected. And I can speak from that personally because like I said, I've never had a girlfriend, so a lot of the times growing up, that's how I thought. That's how I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? They clearly don't love me. Like they clearly don't see me. So if I like pass the like if I just disappeared from the earth, like nobody would care, you know? And those are terrible questions to even think about, you know?
Mm.
And it's tough, man. Like I know from like just remembering like how I would literally like I could be sitting down in a chair like that or like in my bed crying myself to sleep questioning like if it's even worth like living, if it's even worth like being around, like would somebody ever love me? Because I mean, like I said, when you've been rejected your whole life, it's like you question, you're like, well, if I've been rejected my whole life, like what makes it not gonna happen, you know? Like is somebody eventually gonna come around? And so it's tough, man. It really is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but it's like life. You just gotta keep pushing.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be easy. And if it was, like, then there would be no point in living. Because like you're gonna be trying to get something better, trying to improve, trying to get better in any aspect of life.
Yeah, no. But yeah,
So
no, I agree. And like I said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing us out. This is a little bit of, you know, what we're gonna expand
yeah,
on future episodes. But I liked it, honestly. It was a great conversation. We kind of spoke about a
we
little
spoke
bit of
about a couple
everything.
things. We spoke
Yeah,
about we introduced ourselves, and then we had a little bit of relationship talk, a little bit of like motivational, like for like motivation, I mean, sorry guys if I seemed very tired. It is currently like 4 o'clock in the morning right now, so like I've been yawning this whole time. I don't want you guys to think that he was boring me. He actually was making very good points. I'm just like tired, and I've been drinking, so very tired. I promise you guys the next pod. I know we're gonna have a very good special guest of ours, a very close friend of ours. She's gonna be on here,
and
and
uh, she's funny.
she's
She's
gonna
funny.
bring she's gonna bring the energy.
Energy, which is
So
gonna be cool.
we're gonna be lit tomorrow. So
But yeah, like I said, guys, thank you for tuning in and for just supporting us. It means a lot. If you guys can share it to your friends, definitely promote it. I would really appreciate it. Like I said, every Thursday we're gonna post a new episode. We do film Mondays, so if you guys have questions, just make sure you guys are able to kind of send it to us before we film. So that's why I'm letting you guys know when we film. We film Monday, so you guys can send us literally questions throughout the week, but just before Monday night, because that's when we're gonna film mostly the episodes. But
well,
if
we'll
you,
stuff
yeah, yeah,
TikTok.
yeah, right, right. I was also gonna say it, but you guys can still send the questions Monday because if worst case, if we don't get to it that night, we'll just use it for the next episode. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like we'll miss a question. We'll just transition it to the next episode. We'll tag you guys in the questions and all that, so you guys will definitely know when we're asking your question and when we're answering your question. So that's pretty much it for the introductory episode. You guys kind of got, like you said, to know a little bit about us, how we met, um, how we became friends, and hopefully you guys can just come along on this journey with us and just see us grow. Like I think it's really cool to look back and see our first episode
Mm-hmm.
and to see how much we grow from there. So definitely interesting. And yes, thank you, Dylan, bro, for doing this.
No
Um,
problem. Thank you.
and yeah, that's basically it, chat. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you, and guys, for tuning in. Stay tuned for our second episode and stay tuned for all our episodes, honestly.
Yeah, we're gonna have some banger ideas. We're gonna do Q&As. We're gonna do some exclusive stuff. We're gonna do all kinds of crazy stuff. So
It'll get wild on here. But yeah, like yeah, yo, we're gonna think outside the box. You know, we're not just gonna be a normal podcast where it's just like, these just two guys are talking, like it's kind of boring. Like
yeah, we're
we're
gonna
gonna
have
yeah, we're gonna have every like a bunch of guests, different episodes, so like changes it up. You get to meet new people, you know, you get to do
meet.
new perspectives.
Well, you'll meet our friends. We'll bring in random people. Uh,
Yeah.
in the future, we're gonna do these in seasons. So in the future, after we get done with all of our close friends and people that want to come on, we're gonna start inviting people that are fans to come on and talk to us and we can give them advice and stuff. So
Yes, because what's beautiful now is that now this gives us the platform to kind of talk to people that we can't talk to on TikTok, because on TikTok you have to have 1,000 followers. So if not, we can't really talk to them unless they're like in the comments. But now we can actually
bring you on,
we
talk to.
could bring you on to talk to you, to help you out. If you're struggling through something, you could be like, you know what, guys, like I want this episode to be about this because I'm struggling with this, you know? And we'll be like, perfect, like let's talk about that, you know? We're gonna kind of cater to you guys, and that's why this is a great platform, because now, like I said, we can meet you guys, people who probably we'd have to wait a little bit more until you guys reach 1K, but now we can talk and just get to know each other. So yeah, like I said, guys, stay tuned for the second episode and all the episodes that come. Um, and if you guys have any ideas of anything you guys want us to do, that you're like, dang, maybe you guys should do this, let us know. Like we're open to it.
Yeah.
Let us know. Like it doesn't have to be just a talking. Like we want to change it up. Like he said, we're gonna have special guests, so it changes it up. We're gonna do Q&As. So we're gonna do a bunch of fun stuff. So definitely excited for it. And yeah, thank you guys. Like again, I know I say thank you a lot, but I really appreciate you. I actually do appreciate you guys just for tuning in, just for supporting, just for promoting it and sharing it. So it means a lot. And I hope to catch you guys on our second episode. It was really fun. We're gonna expand a little bit more about this and get to know more people, honestly. And if you guys want us to invite somebody that we're not thinking about, like if you guys have, yo, guys, you guys should invite this person on, let us know.
It has to be reasonable. Like
reasonable. Like
we can't
just
invite random celebrities on.
Yeah, they're not gonna be like, yo, get Justin Bieber on. Like I'm like, yeah, we'd love to, but we're not there yet. Yeah. So, but yeah, reasonable, and we're able to actually like get there, get a hold of them, because a lot of times they too big. Like give us time, Chad. Like we'll get there. We'll get to that level where we'll have the celebrities on.
Yeah.
But starting off, we gonna build from the ground up. So, but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys,
next episode.
definitely. The next episode is gonna be next Thursday.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is posted on Thursday, so following Thursday is gonna be the second episode, and every Thursday weekly. So stay tuned, guys. Definitely stay tuned. I don't know if we have a time set for Thursday. Probably at night.
We'll update everyone. And
we'll update though. Yeah.
You guys will figure out when the first one's getting posted. The second one, we'll post it on all of the platforms. We'll post it on Instagram, TikTok, both of our TikToks. So
YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel for it too. So, but yeah, thank you guys, and I hope to see you guys on the next episode. And thank you so much for the support. Have a good one.